Well, today I fancy a little warmth. It's just so cold at the moment in the UK. I thought if I can get to a nice sunny place or feel, I'll maybe pick up some heat from painting this. So here we go. This is actually, I think it might well be in UK. I think it might be in Scotland, in the north of Scotland. I've forgotten where, on the Hebrides or one of the Scottish islands, but it's such it's a fairly simple design actually. There's not a lot going on in terms of design, but it's just the contrast. This lovely yellow here, and the lovely blue. This different blues. You've got a almost cerulean or a light ultramarine there, and darker colours here, and little purples, and almost a little bit of turquoise green there. A chance to use some phthalo green. I must find that. I think I've got some in my kit somewhere. And how do we get all these sands and the lights? So it's a little bit different from what I have been doing recently. So I've got to get on and have a go at that. I've got a 10 by 12 canvas panel up there. I must make sure I don't chop the top off. There we are. You can see it a bit there. Cancel the check. Yes, that's got it. But anyway, let's get recording it. And we've got our darkest darks coming along here, so just try and get our rough picture out. So we've got this gate here. Yes, as I say, we're not too fussy about the details at the moment. Got that sandy bank and that curve of the dune coming here, and the little hedge or fence, a bit of a gate there. Comes right off to the thing here. And this lovely white sand. I think this is a feature, this part of Scotland. They're really white sands. Really beautiful. And we've got all the footprints and the texture, which we've got to get in here. But anyway, that's got our main shape anyway, and we've got some nice clouds coming over low, little fluffy clouds, fairly small. I want to create some distance there, so they come across this mountain side here, on this little island headland here. So it's fairly simple, really quite simple. We've got this line in this sort of shape coming here. So, right, I think that can do for our rough layout, really. So now, how do we get in? I suppose we're going to go for the, well, the traditional view actually is to put your darkest darks in. So in watercolour, so I think perhaps I should press on with that. I've got some linseed oil in my little pot here, and some, oh, that's supposed to be liquid there, but it's already skinning over. That's strange. Well, that's done that so quickly. Maybe I didn't have the lid tight enough. Right. I've got my little Pochard box set on a photographic tripod, but it wobbles a little bit, which I don't know, it's a bit of a pain. I've got it tightened up, I don't know why it's done that. Maybe it's, this tripod is not a really very good one, perhaps good quality one. So let's just trying to get a bit more dark, so I'm going to get some burnt umber here. All my colours, I had one of my subscribers from France asked me to point out my colours. There's burnt sienna, raw umber, sap green, yellow ochre, titanium white, lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, and some crimson alizarin down here. But let me just get some of these darks in. So I'm going to use this ultramarine and this burnt umber. Fairly loose mixture at the moment. So I squint my eyes and see where my darks are. They are just about here. So let's get this in anyway. I'm just going to go with the main masses at the moment, and we'll refine some of these shadows and make it finer. So let's not get too carried away with the details at the moment. Some darks on these, dark side of this little islands out in the distance there. Got a dark side and a light side. So again we have a dark, quite dark here. It comes along, little rocks here, just meeting the sea there. Got a little bit out there. So again, we'll refine that as we go. And it comes down a little bit here. We'll be putting the detailed, more careful colour matches later, but I'm just going to go from this general area. Let's just a little bit of darkness here. Some dark grasses, but we'll get some nice greens going there in a moment. Yes, I think that's where my darks are at the moment. And I've got a shadow area as well, which we'll do with a more appropriate colour. So let's, I think we should get straight in with the sky now. Or maybe should do some of those greens. Let's get some of the green going, I think, on those green banks. So put some gloves on today. I wear them occasionally. Yes, we get some it comes up here, obscures our sea area. So this green I've got here is some sap green. I have other greens, but I can vary it by putting a little bit of lemon yellow with it and get some lighter. You can mix it on your panel or on your palette. I'm not going to over mix them. I like them sometimes to well, you do that more with watercolour, but you could do it with oil as well sometimes. Just get a, well, let's see what happens. And the beauty with watercolour, of course, is if it doesn't work out, just wipe it off. And you go again. That's the one of the advantages of it, really. Got a little titanium white there. It's catching the light a little bit. Just a little bit of green on it there. So it's not so glaring. And let's get a little mixture on the, you see my palette there, I've got some titanium, a little bit of this lemon yellow, but perhaps a little bit of sap, or let's put a touch of ultramarine in there, making it a little greener, or a little grayer. And we can put some different colours here. Yes, they're quite light here actually. Much darker in there where I mapped in on my initial block in, so that reminds me, go darker there. And of course it wasn't black by any means, my shadow, just darker greens, so I can lay some in there. Get some liquid here. It'll help it come off my brush a bit better. Also helps it dry quicker as well. I think we need some lighter one here. So I've put some my titanium, and I've got quite a light area of green here. Comes down to the sand here. A bit whiter, quite. Let's put a bit of ochre though. Just always ringing the changes. Got some whites up here. And some cadmium yellow as well, just up here. Cadmium will give us a little bit of warmth. This is what we want. Some textures. And some ochres out here as well. Let's get some ochre passages in there. Which I've got a lot more ochre here too. You've got some other browns here. Put some sienna there. Get some this is all very wet, so you have to have a little slightly different technique if you're doing wet on wet or alla prima here, all in one session. So I have to just lay it on very gently. Now let's put some of the get some colour for those islands on this face. Needs to be a bit lighter than that. Let's clean off my brush a little better. And let's get a little bit of white, a little bit of ochre going. A little bit of sienna. Ah, yes. Burnt sienna. Yes, I think I could do that. More green now, I think. Just up on there, on the top of that hillside there. A little darker in places. I've got to get a darker clean my brush off a little bit. It's getting a bit mucky, so I need a dark. Get some burnt umber, a little bit of ultramarine there. Along that shoreline, we have a darker and that dark of that comes down to the sea there. I can cut in and get the mountain shape by cutting in with the sky a little bit better as well. I haven't quite got the shape there, but we can do that. You can alter that as you go. Right. And should we go and get that sea in? Yes, perhaps we should put the sky and the sea, just clear of it there. Oh, I could probably do that with this little brush actually. Let's clean it up a little bit and get a mixture of ultramarine, I think. Yes, I think that can do it. I've got to put a little bit of cerulean with it, just to change it a little bit. Very important to get a nice straight horizon. Some people do it with put a bit of tape across it and do that, or you can just take a stab with it on your eye, see if you can do it. Good challenge. Got to bring it up to that mountainside. Again, I've got this mixture of cerulean and ultramarine there. It comes down a little bit here. So I think I'm going to put more cerulean here. Slightly different. Green there. A little green coming into the blue. So a little there. Yes, I don't think I'm far out on that colour really. Right. But then I think what we can do, clean off the brush a little bit. You don't see me clean my brush. This is why I wear the gloves. Sometimes I get it on my hands. Not a good idea. I'm using water and mixable paint here. Winsor Newton. Just put a little bit of white in it there, titanium. And now I want to sort of, in this area, I want to sort of, almost turquoise colour. So how am I going to do that? Let's try. It's got some cerulean there. And if I put a little bit of sap, but the tiniest amount, that's giving me a slightly turquoise blue, I think. It's not far off what I'm looking for. I have got some phthalo green somewhere, which is a really good one to do. Easier to use, straight out of the tube, as it were. Well, not exactly. You have to mix them. To get it more real. Yes, I think it's coming together. Like all these paintings, they always take a little bit of fiddling around, and a little bit, yes, I've got to put a bit of lemon yellow there with my phthalo, and that's given me a little more emeraldy green, bluey green, turquoise green. Yes, that's coming together, I think. I think I need to bring this bit of headland, this bit of dune out a bit, cutting it into this sea. So here I've got right, and we've got to get a nice shadow area in here shortly, but I need to get these grasses green. This is a little more readable. There's a shadowed area here, so I think I'm going to make that a little darker. Some ultramarine there, a bit of my sap green. Yes, just going to I've got some more here, grasses try to get every plane interesting. Always seeking to do that, so that when people look at it, they can look at different sections and say, oh yes. So let's get some umber, some texture in there. And I've also got my palette knife. Use that sometimes to scratch and show a few lighter elements. We can even use it to give you some textures. Let's leave that for the moment. That's where's my other palette knife? Right, let's get in onto that sky. Let's get a nice clean brush. I think we need to start with that. Let's clean up that and get a bigger one. Yes, this is what we need. I'm going for a number 8. This is a long flat Daler-Rowney. So let's get some liquid, I think, on there. And some cerulean. I think that's what we need. Some cerulean. Some ultramarine. And some titanium. Yes, that's what I don't want it too dark. I want it to contrast with this sea here. So I've got a, can you see there? I've got a bit of a bit going here. Yes, we can. I think we need some more liquid. Help it come off the brush a bit easier. So we'll be putting the cloud in there. Just carve this out a little bit. Some linseed oil there, might make it float easier. need some more, a little whiter, a little lighter in parts anyway. So that's cerulean. A brighter blue, darker at the top, often the case higher in the sky, there above you, nearer to you. Right, we can leave that. Oh, let's just go for a nice bit of darker blue on the top. Blend it down here a little bit, so I'll get some of my titanium. Blend it a little bit here. Bring that blue down a little bit, too strong there. That's better, coming together. We need to put those clouds in as well, which we'll do in a moment. Some more of that cerulean there. Right, let's put the, let's get some of those clouds in now. So we'll take our titanium and just tickle it in. Well, it's quite low. I want a little bank coming here, little broken bits, and then just looking at my reference picture, you get this soft edge along the right. It's okay, it's broken up a little bit. This is what we want. Just on the edge there. Just tickle it in. Some soft edges. Along the cloud line there. And also we've got, I'm not sure whether that's a bit of cloud or a sort of contrail that's coming in. But here we go. Now, I think we should get on with the with this sand. Now, this is a tricky one. It's although we call it the white sands, they weren't exactly white, but pretty good. But mustn't have it glaring, so I think I'll have to clean off my brush and see what we can get. I've got some Naples yellow in my kit actually. Very tempted to give that a go, but not sure really. Yes, I think we'll start out with a bit of ochre. Clean this brush. Right, let's get a bit of ochre going. Got yellow ochre there. And let's just yellow ochre, bit of white. Yes, I'm looking at my reference, but as I've said before on some of my videos, with photographs you tend to have an exaggeration of the whites. The lights, you know, in the human eye wouldn't perceive them quite as bright. but your photographs do, and your darks are darker, so you've got to be on your guard not to sort of chase your photograph. It might make it a nice photograph, but you attempt it, you try going there, following it with a painting, and it just doesn't work out. You might say to yourself, well, that's like the photo, it's close, but and then your painting isn't really working, which is a bit of a mystery, really. Need to dull that a little bit, I think. Or lighten there. Right, back to the sand. So again, we've got titanium white, and I'm mixing up here with a bit of my raw sienna. Actually, let's get some liquid. This liquid will help get it off my brush a bit better, I think. Yes. I'll get somewhere with it. A little bit of linseed. Some more ochre. More titanium. Yes, that's a bit better. Actually, the way I toned the board is helping me with this bit, because of sort of rather sandy coloured mixture there I had with my raw sienna and a bit of umber. So I think we've got a fairly close approximation there to start us off anyway on trying to get our sand done, or dune here. I think when we put this fence in, it will help as well, but I really ought to get this background sands here and this little pathway down to the sea there. As I say, I'm just getting that base in, and then I will get on to put that fence in, because we will see the sand through the gaps. So better to do this like this now. Well, that's not so far off, really. I could have some brighter bits, actually. Step up the white, where I'm again looking at my reference. There are whiter parts, and down there by the sea. So these are my lightest lights, so I'll keep that now. Put them at the end. And I've got some whites. just off white actually by the time it's picked up some of the underpainting. And I can put some in here. Yes, I think little bits of brighter colour here and there, but there's definitely white into this bit of the bank. I think the sun is coming from right to left, so we've got to reflect that. There's some whites here on top of those dunes. Softer edge there, and let's get a nicer, bright here. I'm using bits of titanium and yellow ochre here. Try and show some of the indentations which we're going to get. But I've got to have some darker bits of the shadowed areas. I think we could do that. So I'm using little bits of blue here. And with this some shadowed areas. Yes, I think when we've put the fence in we can do more of this, but this is just to give me a little view of what I need to do. Get those little shapes in sand on the dunes. I must try and show the contours of this little bank area here. This is rising up, so I've got to try and show that with my orientation of my brush, some of the strokes that I do. But I think that we can leave that a little bit till we've got our fence all along here. I think if I push that back a bit too, I think I need a little bit of blue in there, because it's still too far forward. Blues, if you put in some blue, it will send it back a little bit. So we'll clean my brush a little bit here and see if I can't yes, that's what I need to do. Push that back with a bit of blue. Yes. Yes, that is that's too dark there. So I can wipe it off, or lay over a little bit of blue there. Push it back a bit. Yes, I think it's done a little bit of that. And also I can put some contours there. A little bit of blue. Let's gather up a little bit on this brush there. Right, that pushed it back a little bit. Not sure, maybe. Yes, I'm just looking through my camera screen and seeing what you're seeing, hopefully. Yes, now I think I need to get a small brush and see if I can map out this fence, little picket fence really, all planks. So I think I better find an appropriate brush, clean this one off before I forget, using odorless mineral spirit as my cleaning. And also you can thin your paint with it, but for me it's just a cleaner right now. Now this is what I've got. I bought this one recently. This is a Daler-Rowney, a short flat in the Georgian range. Daler-Rowney. This is going to I think map in my picket fence. Let's get a colour now. What am I going to do with that? I think I'm going to, it's a sort of sandy colour there, but I might make it a little grey. I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, is this brush used? Yes. Get some oil on it. Get some, I've got to have a sort of darkish, because I've got to set it in there. This is going to be a bit tricky if I do this alla prima, or in this one session as it's wet. So I may, actually my battery is nearly out, so I think I'm going to just have one little attempt at one and then probably charge my battery, and you might see more of this little picket fence done. But let me see if I can get one in for you. It would be down like that. I think that's what I need to do. That's right. But it's pretty tricky with this being wet on wet. So I think I need thick paint. I think that's probably the way. So I've got some ultramarine here with a little bit of my umber. That will give me a, so they've got to look fairly realistic. Let's put the other one here. Well, there is my completed painting. of this scene, beach scene out in the Scotland. I think it's in the Hebrides in northern Scotland, and I hope you can see it. I'm seeing a bit of glare on this actually from my overhead lights. Does it come better if I do that? Perhaps. Oh, sure. But anyway, I've done quite a bit of work. I put in this picket fence here and the gate, and a little bit more in the sea, and also a little texture in the sea, in the sand here, trying to get some of the shadows and the indentations. You've got a shadow from this post here, and you see this crimson alizarin and ultramarine. A little makes a nice shadow colour. This bank is casting a bit of a shadow here, so I've tried to capture that and lightened up a little bit on this side of this mountain here. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like and subscription. If you subscribe, then you'll be notified when I do other work, and it helps the channel grow. And also any comments, if you've got any comments on this, whether you've been out there in Scotland or you paint or not, any thoughts on it, I'll try and get back to you on that. Anyway, thanks for watching.